Greetings, listeners and viewers. Your host for the night, Zach, here, introducing you to Spacer's REDUX, a sci-fi podcast by Twisted Gears Studios. If you are a fan and wish to support, visit our merch shop and Ko-fi page, where members get extra content, fireside chats, discounts on merch, and more. Otherwise, a like, comment, sub, or review in your podcast app of choice is always helpful. But for now, last we left the crew, having addressed the matriarch in this timeline, the crew must now move on to planting the next seed in their eventual success, getting an Imperial Army. A little bit differently, I don't think I've done it too much with this group yet, so this is kind of fun. We're going to start today with a little bit differently. Can you sort of hear some marching and some chanting? As you're kind of like in this large, we find ourselves in this large, like square room, like a hangar bay. Some vessels are kind of like docking and leaving far off in the distance, but in the foreground of this space, there are square patches of people standing at attention, as it is some kind of inauguration ceremony. As people are being essentially it's like a graduation ceremony, and people are being dispatched. Diantha, could you describe what you looked like on your inauguration day, or on your graduation day?
It's Diantha's young, like 17 years old. Hair is held tightly back in a ponytail. Wearing like very well-kept military garments. She has taken attention, very fit, very healthy, no scars or anything like that. And she is waiting patiently for when her name is going to be called.
And when your name is called, what are we start seeing? Like, and it could be inside, like how you're feeling. How does that express outwards? What happens when your name is called?
She does everything as by the book as it can, like standing at attention, marching exactly in the order as the rest of her graduating organization and group. Very blends in with the crowd exactly. And feels very like a sense of just like, okay, this is just the next step, and then after this we'll get working. Very focused on the task at hand.
And as you're pinned with a little button, it's like a sword with a shield on top of it, and like a rifle behind. It's kind of like a crest. Mm-hmm. It's like this pinned to your lapel. You can hear the marching, the stomping, and it kind of sounds a little bit like the possible like distant bombs dropping, and then it's pretty dead set quiet. You are staring at an empty, like, hovel, essentially, like a small, not even a hamlet, like significantly smaller than a hamlet, and a facility, if you want to even call it that, of several kind of half-assed structures. They are temporary and they are vacant. You're standing kind of just there, alone, covered in dirt and mud. You've been hit with arterial dirt from, shells landing next to you, but it is starkly quiet. The concept of war may not have even been here if you were to just suddenly just stand here and listen to what's going on. You're by yourself on a planet called Costar 3. It is your station, and you went on patrol and have come back, and there is no one at your station. Everyone seems to have disappeared. What do you do?
I assume I have some kind of communication device, or if there's something I will radio out, like reporting to base. Is anyone present?
You don't hear any response.
I'll try to very cautiously investigate where any sign of if there was like an organized, or if it was evacuated intentionally, or if something had happened that caused this to happen without cause.
Okay, so regardless, you can use your alertness die. Whatever skill you'd like to say is most relevant for this. Should probably investigation, I would suspect.
Deduction?
Yeah, that works too. And any other things you find applicable, grab it all, roll it. Need you to be for me a. I should probably actually set it differently for you. I don't have my blue dice anymore because by the time this
Alertness,
episode
right?
goes up, my blue dice are en route to whoever's name you pull out of a hat. We haven't pulled that name yet, but I'm not using them now because they should be in the mail.
And I wouldn't probably have it this time.
That makes sense.
They will be.
They will be.
when the day is.
Someone.
And I'm assuming
Congratulations, that person.
Any of this stuff.
Well, you can treat it like you do, I guess.
Time, so.
Yeah.
It's-
Let me just give you a difficulty here.
13 D4.
That is it's a 64, so you're good. Take a D4 hero die if you don't already have one.
I don't.
Okay. It doesn't appear that there was any kind of struggle here. You do find that there are footprints that and a couple of vehicle tracks, and you notice that all of your equipment's gone. They've all headed down south towards a spaceport. But with the heroic success, what I will tell you is the reason why no one's responding. At first, you're just like, oh, they're just not responding. You kind of go, wait a second, you try again, and there's a familiar type of crackling sound that you're familiar with of intentional jamming. Someone is actively preventing you from communicating in this area.
Okay. I know what direction they've headed.
Yeah.
Is there any, like, transport vehicles that remain or no?
No.
Okay. My training dictates that I need to follow suit as needed. So I'll just begin. I'll gather any material, like equipment up, like the navigational equipment, any resources that are left, like food or anything. I don't know how long it might be to travel, but I'll begin making my way in the same direction that everyone else headed.
Okay. With having had a D4 effect die, you don't really find anything. It's just, well, fuck it. Hope you've got enough and you can make it to the spaceport. You start heading on down into the crags of this planet. As you're heading on down, without even having to roll anything, you eventually will come upon a flipped vehicle. One of the smaller vehicles that you guys use as like fast transport. It's very lightly armored. It seems to have been tossed to the side. There is a crevice in the ground near where assumptions can be made as to what happened here. The wheels are still spinning, and you think you see an arm laying out the side of it.
I'll go straight to the arm and see if it's somebody I recognize.
Cool. You're going up, and it is somebody you recognize. This is one of your fellow graduates that was stationed here with you in your year. They don't seem to be moving. They don't seem to be conscious. They seem to be really blasted up. Along with the same, like the side of the vehicle seems to also have this blast scoring as well as this person. What do you do?
Are they like trapped under the vehicle?
Yes.
But you said they're unconscious. They're not dead yet.
You haven't checked.
Haven't checked. I'll try to check and see if they're still alive.
Okay, I need you to make a medical check. First aid would be the most applicable.
Can I use my skill that I just got today?
That'd be great.
Okay.
I know technically, time-wise, that doesn't make any sense, but narratively, whatever.
Yeah.
Fresh out of school.
Fresh out of school.
Fresh out
Yeah.
of school. Haven't
smart.
forgotten anything
That's
yet.
right.
Still remember the technical skills, even though you've never actually done them in real life.
Sorry, this is intelligence?
Yeah.
Haven't gotten to that age where you're like, I've forgotten more things than I think I ever actually knew.
It's 76 to beat.
Oh, baby. Yeah, big time. We'll do 10d8. Or sorry, 11d8. D6. D8. 11d8.
11d8?
That was a 3.
Okay.
Go with the D8.
Yeah, this person is dead. They are not alive. The vehicle is pinning them. With the D8 effect die, you can definitely see that, yeah, there was a mortar blast that landed, launched the vehicle. She was likely killed in the initial blast.
Yeah. Is her body movable, like, or is it trapped under the vehicle?
It's trapped in the vehicle.
Okay, I will take a moment of silence to respect the fallen soldier. And for my safety, I will continue moving, cautiously aware of my surroundings.
Cautiously aware of your surroundings?
Yes.
Do you have a skill that matches that definition of cautiously aware of your surroundings?
I have military knowledge. I have D8 navigation or D6 survival.
Survival would be great.
Okay.
So you're going to set me a difficulty.
Okay.
Actually,
Ooh, bad. Really bad. 2 1s.
Ooh.
Works for me. I mean, what?
3d4.
3d4? Oh, no.
That is almost the worst possible roll.
Almost.
I know, because I have once rolled the worst possible roll.
So 3d4?
Yep.
I feel you on that one.
Well, this goes pretty well.
You've done it for spacers. I did it for
To narratively justify this.
Ooh, okay.
So this is probably the first time that Diane has seen someone dead. Especially someone that she knows
That would
personally.
make sense.
Oh, that makes perfect sense. Being that you're going to be distracted from this
Yeah.
as you're walking. The wind kind of like whistles in between all these stones and crags, rocks. As you're walking in between things, you're trying to avoid being out in the middle of the open. And it takes you until the last minute to realize that one of the sounds of whistling wind is a little bit more steady than the others. And it gets louder at the last second. And just as you're trying to figure out, oh shit, is that what I think it is? It hits a large blasting sound, and you are rocketed off of the ground and thrusted right into one of the jagged, rocky crags of the canyon. So you rolled a 3d4. So this is a 15d10. So you take 12 points of wound damage immediately. And you have a d8 complication of burned.
So how much?
13 wounds.
So that's...
Well, right?
14.
You're one off max.
You should be one off.
Yeah, so I'm...
Oh,
that
she has a
brings me to
total
14.
of 13.
So that brings me to 14.
Sorry. 15 minus 3 is 12. So you've been dealt 12 points of wound damage. And you have a d8 complication if you're scorched.
So I'm... Yeah, that's 13. I have one wound remaining.
Okay. But you have at least 1 health point remaining.
1 remaining.
Then you are still awake. What do you do after getting absolutely rocked?
Ouch.
I wish you weren't.
I'm gonna try to wait the ringing in my ears to stop. I make sure that I can still move. And just try to find cover until whatever threat has left. So I'll try and pull myself under if there's like a crevice or something to hide myself in for now.
Okay.
And I'll try to radio again just in case to up my coordinates to see if anyone can assist. It's nearby.
Okay. So you know that was a vehicle level weapon. And you kind of hear the soft popping of more of them landing randomly. You get the sense that they're not targeting anything specific, that they're kind of just dropping artillery around this area between your base and wherever it is your allies went. Please roll me a survival check again to find a place to hide. And you're setting a difficulty for me.
Um, 7d6.
14d8. I rolled really good. You find it like an overhang, and as you kind of get on in there, you're finding that I think it's your left arm is not cooperating with you at all. Excessive amount of pain. And as you find yourself into a corner, you see that it's kind of like, so the way this crag is very much like you got 2 jutting rocks, one on either side, like a small chasm in the middle where you've been kind of walking in. And you see an outcropping in one of them, still under an overhang, and you kind of hide in this little divot. And across the way, you see people, armed military, not yours. And they kind of crest over the top, and they see you hiding in your position. They raise up their weapons. Is there anything you do in this moment before they fire?
I think I just try to hold myself with as much dignity as I can.
Here's what I'm going to get you to do. Grab your willpower die. And whatever skill and or powers or distinctions you think would go in a check where you are maintaining yourself right before the end.
I have a d6 in discipline.
And there's no difficulty for this. It's how far up the scale you go is what I'm looking for.
Okay. And I have a complication now. I think that's kind of all I got. It's 1-1, but that would be 16. No, 16. Oh my gosh. 12d4.
12d4. That's pretty high though. And as they fire at you in your hiding spot, you launch up from your cot, covered in sweat, as there's like a little blinking blue light that's denoting it's not an emergency situation. It's just that you were about to drop out of hyperspace, and that you guys were approaching the destination you were heading to after you had dealt with the matriarch station.
Solid dream. Okay. Great. What time is it? I guess the time to space doesn't matter. Is it
What ship
is
time?
anybody else awake right now?
You are in your own room. You don't know yet.
Okay, great. I'm gonna just get up and I'm gonna go like wash my face, shower, get cleaned up, and just like start doing my morning like regimen workout. I start trying to recenter myself and
So,
focus.
door opens so that you can head out to the communal washing area. And as you do, it is a ruckus of sound. Imagining that it's already been a few hours, you've been in drift for a bit, so there's not any expediency required for any actions needed. What would the rest of you be talking about in the mess hall right now?
I don't think I would be talking. I don't know how a bug can look disheveled, but I would be disheveled because
The
I'm
antennae
just,
are not...
yeah, like they're just like bent, and I'm just kind of like staring abysmally into my teeth.
Yep, fair enough.
Laurel is eating her third of the equivalent of those like pre-packaged meals, and again, and I'm gonna leave it up to the group here to decide how many times I let her do this, retelling the story of the fight against the matriarch, which just happened but was really epic. So you guys all need to hear it again because it was so cool.
In response to that, what...
Oh, well, go ahead.
I think Greg would be on board with Laurel because I feel like Greg would have been fascinated by whatever sound the matriarch made as she like exploded or whatever.
Have
Basically,
any of y'all seen Sonic the Hedgehog 3?
yes.
Yeah.
No.
Ah, yeah, such a good movie.
Scene where Gerald Robotnik, I'm going to spoil the ending here, where it's like this big cataclysmic, yeah, and then
Yeah.
not like that.
That little sound. I feel like Greg is a very ASMR person. No one else would be into his ASMR, but he would have found maybe if the ship had some kind of sound log from this, he would have saved that clip and played it over and over and over again. And he and Laurel would be delighting in that little like
Right?
Are you
Yeah.
techno song?
like Laurel tells the story, and when we get to the end, Greg pulls up the sound clip, and you hear.
Oh, let me think, maybe he makes that. How about Flash?
How long, quick question, how long since we left?
A day.
Okay, well, I would be...
Yeah, your cortex is fine.
Okay, fair enough. I'm going to sit back. It all depends. What I'm doing all depends on whether... Is it Clippy 1 or Clippy 2? That's
Oh, I'm having the fucking scarf.
So you're Clippy 2?
Yes.
Oh, so Flinch cares. Flinch cares.
What is this bit?
Yeah. So, sitting down, it has like a bowl of radios. Or whatever it is. You know, hamsterios.
Videos.
A little bit of blue milk in there.
Little bit of GAMP, genetically altered milk products. GAMP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I call milk and Shadowrun.
A little bit of,
Yep.
GAMP.
Yeah.
That's not wrong.
A little bit of milk.
Yeah.
that.
And I see how disheveled. So what Flinch is doing is very ineffectually trying to make Clippy 2 feel better about what's happened. And it's just like, as you know, it zooms in, like, as you say, you're just catching the last part of a line of, it's a garbage universe for garbage people. Yeah. And he's like milk coming down over the thing. And he's just like, yeah. This is universe. I mean, it'll grind you into dust. But it's like, he's saying that, but there's no uplift. It's just like, it's just hell.
Yeah.
Hell.
We're all gonna fuck
Yeah.
up.
Oh yeah. There's one big table.
Tim is enthralled with this tale.
That was going to be my question for Zach and Derek, I guess, too, was what is Tim doing?
Tim is sitting there, almost like the equivalent of like space popcorn, just sitting there. And it's like every time it's more exciting than the last time.
The story changes each
Because
time.
it embellishes.
Yeah. But
And,
every
like,
time,
Greg has- that's his version.
we get to hear the...
Yep.
Every time the happens, it's dead silent. And he goes, "Yeah!" Every time. Yeah, and with that, y'all, you do with what you will with this information. You do see that the DM kind of just like scutters across the edge of the room and heads towards the showers.
There's coffee.
Did you eat 3 of those?
Well, yeah, they're made for humans. You guys are so little.
Just keep a log of
Humans.
We have to restock. I'm the only human here, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
I can't believe you had to look at us. They can't count us out. Everything okay, face?
Long day. I'm
They
gonna
find everything harder.
Yeah, humans.
just keep a log, so next time we stop, we can fill up whatever. I need to go. I go to the shower.
And as you're leaving, do you? Oh, sorry, I didn't mean
I
to
was
try.
just going to say, P.S. Take a plot point for going through that nobody with it.
Where are we supposed to find wood up here?
That reminds me,
I
next time
see.
we stop somewhere, I need to re-soak the gravy rag in something.
What kind of things do you soak it in?
And as that question is asked, you all finally realize the little blue light has been blinking for a bit, but you've been too distracted. It is now quickly brought to your attention as the ship
Whoa.
drops out automatically out of hyperspace.
Are we there yet? Where were we going?
Aren't you?
Oh, that's probably a question I should answer.
And Greg will get up and make his way to the bridge because he's supposed to be the pilot.
Yep. You find that as you enter into the bridge, you see out through the viewport that there is a series of rather large asteroids, like Ceres-size asteroids. Several of them do seem to have ships kind of going between them. Some of them have been blasted apart and are held together with giant steel wires, kind of keep them all in a certain range. Elevators kind of going between them. This is the area that you had said that you would meet a representative from the Canastian allied planets to trade off that's prisoner that you had. You had a bounty hunter that was watching this prisoner, and then he would take them to a mutual place to deliver upon you being able to provide.
That
These are
was-
the coordinates that he gave you.
Togami, the bounty hunter bear.
Correct.
Yeah.
So Togami gave you these coordinates saying that this is where he would set up. If you survived, you would meet him there to make the exchange if you lived.
We already pay him yet?
You did.
Okay, good.
Well, sorry, you didn't.
Yeah.
He offered to take whatever deal the
Yes.
Canastians gave him.
Yes.
Basically,
In your stead, if you didn't.
Because it was an easy job
Yeah.
to do.
yeah, because we already caught the guy. We just gave it to him. And he's going to get the bounty
Had to sit
without
in
the
bar
work.
and watch him
You might have missed
until
that.
we came back.
Back on when you first went back to Hobbs Shore and you saved the town from the pirates, the pirate captain of that ship, Beauregard,
Yep.
you captured him.
Yeah.
And you're like, we're going to give this guy to the Canastian allied planets, but you had bigger things to deal with. The matriarch, the bounty hunter you found, you gave Beauregard to the bounty hunter.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And as a gesture of good faith, we're like, hey, Canastian planets, we called you up. We've asked you for to take this guy. We want some help from you. They don't seem
Look what we
inclined,
got. Look what we got.
but they were willing. You had a really good social check, and you were able to convince them to at least entertain the idea.
Right.
And Togami said that he would bring them here, and it was a location that you chose to not know in case you did not make it out of the meteor
Correct.
state.
Yes.
Correct.
Yes.
There you go.
All right. Well, I guess I need to bring us into a port somewhere.
Yeah, it's easy. I'm not going to have you go through some big rigmarole. Between the lot of you, do you all have any form of currency?
I don't think
Yes.
we've never discussed.
I have 210 credits.
My apologies. This is entirely my bad. Here's what I've been wanting to do, and I forgot to tell you all this.
Okay.
This is how I like to do money in games because I think it's kind of it takes away from the narrative and the story to sit down and be like, hey, I want to loot bodies and things like that. So every time we have a recording, I'm just going to give you, I call it passive investments. I know it's just like, you're not all invested in things like monetarily, the stocks and shit, but I assume that when you kill a person, you might take a trinket that's worth something. At some point, you trade this trinket, or it was actual just money in devices or whatever, right? So what I should have been doing is every episode, everything that's worth 1 XP in our time, which I think is every 3 recordings is 1 XP. Or we want to, everyone.
Yeah, we've had 7.
Yeah.
Give yourself 10 currency, 10 credits for every session. So you should have 70 credits right now.
I had some left over from when we swapped the games system.
Yeah, add that onto that.
Yeah,
So-
'cause you had gambling winnings. I think.
I did.
yeah, you gained a lot of money on
I don't
top
even
of
remember. I thought I had some too, but I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't think it overly matters.
Whatever you have, if you don't have anything, make it,
70.
yeah, make it 150 now, and then, but then if
Yeah.
you already had a number, add 70 to it,
Sweet.
just so you have something to spend. The reason why I bring this up is because as a crew, you're going to have to spend 12 credits to dock. So anyone do that?
I'll spend them because I'm piloting us in, I guess.
Okay, so just not for that.
You have no concept of money.
No, I'll just be like, because he barters. He's more of a barterer than he is a spender of, well, his own coin, other people's.
Yeah, that's bartering.
How about I mark it off mine because you've already taken it from me?
Sure.
Which makes sense.
I mean, to be fair, that would fall into my
So I will mark down 138.
my hold his beer skill.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's totally fair.
Yeah. That makes much more sense to me.
Sorry. No,
What was I going to say?
no, this is the one I'm using.
Oh,
So
okay.
you can.
Sorry, we're docking. The docking fee.
No. I was going to say something else. But something else about this game is that money can be spent on upgrades, essentially, on your character. XP upgrades are ones I cannot take from you in combat. If you spend money on them, I can take them. I can destroy them through combat and
Okay.
things like that, or hacking and stuff like that. So you can buy talents and powers with money as well. Just know that they are destructive. Okay.
After Greg leaves and as we're sort of starting to move into dock, I'm gonna look over at Cliptic and be like, "Hey, does this look infected?" And she's got like a wound. Like I'm still wounded, so and it's very. You notice that it's very sloppily bandaged.
Okay, well, I'm definitely going over to you. Who bandaged you?
Oh, I did. I finished. I was getting blood on my axe, so I needed to like stop that while I cleaned it.
Okay.
That makes sense to me.
So it's the same cloth you cleaned your axe with?
No. I kept cleaning the axe. I just didn't want to get blood on it.
The
while I
axe,
was
the
cleaning
axe is
it.
spotless.
He was like,
Oh yeah,
Laura
it's
was
gorgeous.
like wiping it down, and then the blood would happen and be like,
I
Your
just
arms,
did that.
Like so
Yeah.
gross.
So I'm gonna go over and I'm gonna undo what catastrophe is on her arm, and then I'm gonna refinish her up.
Okay. Give me a check. Some kind of medical check.
That'd be intelligence.
Yep, sure would be. And you said you had 6 wounds on you?
I have 5 now
5?
because it's been a day.
So difficulty is 5.
Difficulty's 5. Okay. 88.
88. Heal 8 wounds.
Woohoo!
3 wounds.
That
sorry.
makes more sense.
And
8d4.
No,
Yes.
yeah. You got to spend 2.
Yeah.
Oh,
So at
right.
8d4.
You only had 2 dice?
One second. Hold on.
should at least have a D6 for being the we have medical.
I also have a medical. Yes, I
Yeah.
forgot about that. Yes, you're right. I'm still gonna.
one more D6 because you should get a D6 for being on the ship.
Yeah. Because we have a medical bay.
That's a lot.
Never mind.
It's
So D6. What was the complication you had?
a D6.
You can take that complication away. Yeah.
You're forgiven. You were traumatized.
Thank you.
Yeah. There's usually more than 2 dice.
At least.
Oh, this looks great. Thanks, Clippy.
I assume I don't keep this D12 scorched kind of complication right now, do I?
Yeah, that would be done.
It's a dream.
Yeah, your
a
skills
memory.
can transcend time, but well, technically your wounds do as well because you are still, in fact, have a synthetic limb. So, with that, you can, D'Anthony, as you're kind of getting yourself finished, getting ready, you do feel the ship come to a halt as Greg seems to have landed you in a place.
Okay. I'll go to the ship. Have we made communications with where we're docking yet?
They took our money, so...
Wait a minute, our money.
Well, your money.
My money?
Yeah.
And is there like a little cred stick or something I can check, or my exocortex to see how much?
Yeah, 100%.
I'm like,
It says, how much did you have before the 12?
well, I had 150.
150.
So
you smack your head a few times. It says 150. When you kind of tap one last time, it goes like glitches, and then it says 138.
Your passwords are too easy to guess. You need to fix that.
password is a good password. Nobody would guess it.
You just had told all of us
Are
your
you
password.
sure about that?
Password backwards.
Yes, I think...
Everyone knows.
Drow sap.
Everyone knows the O is a 0.
I think spelling password backwards
I don't.
is an excellent one. You should use that next time.
My God, this is the worst thing that's
Rosap.
happened.
Rosap.
Drow sap. Exactly.
Is
Joseph,
that
4321.
Or a 0? Asking for a friend.
And with that, we cut to the hangar bay door opening up, and you get to be. It's very. It's. I mean, asteroid facilities are kind of. You build a facility in a rock. It almost feels like you're entering that pirate base from a couple of sessions earlier, except it is less menacing. This is a general port. There is it is owned by a corporation that has lots of running in the core systems.
Like an SO?
Basically like an SO. Think of it more like a space Walgreens. It's just
I'm
a
trying to remember if I've ever been in a Walgreens.
space save on food. Sorry, space Shoppers Drug Mart.
Hey!
It also has gas.
Throw more Canadian references.
So basically,
Tire. with the
Pharmaceutical section.
with that too, but with the the garage on the side, where
Yeah.
you can car repair,
Yeah, get your oil change.
Asteroid.
Yeah.
Don't worry, razzing me. The entire thing.
evil empires all over the place.
It's true.
Yes.
I'm gonna make sure I got that ad blocker turned on my exocortex, so I'm not
idea.
because I'm not stopped every 5 seconds to fucking watch a cheeseburger commercial.
Fucking forced you to watch some TikTok ads as you walk on in. Great idea, because as you're going on in here, unless if you were a piratey individual, as in one that leans into that perspective, this place is terrifying to you. It is very different from the pirates sector, where as you landed, there was armed guards everywhere, and there was even the lights seem kind of menacing. Here, it's like a nice uplifting blue. It's very, very colorful. There's robust ads and holographic projections of people in colorful outfits being like, "Please buy Adderall today," things like that, right?
New invention
it
of
is
Ozempic.
littered with ads, and as you pass certain holographic areas,
is
if they have
gross.
personalized ads, you pop up in the personalized ad as them trying to sell you. And you're, Greg, you walk past the thing looking all disgruntled, and then suddenly there's like a happy goblin. They're just like, it'll cheer you up, and in a pink onesie for sleeping in.
When we're walking, it says if I'm near like a wall or like a desk that's like higher than his height, which is not gonna be hard, he's gonna just stop for a second, go over, and he'll like lick a wall real quick, and then turn back to the group.
It's so clean.
Do that more.
Lick walls?
Like
Yeah.
Grecify the place.
How do you think we're keeping the ship clean?
Me.
I didn't realize I left the ship with my cup of tea, just because I'm like so
Got it.
like.
Do you want your slippers
but
on?
sure, actually.
Okay, great.
But then I'm walking by and I see an ad. It's like the you said it put personalized ad, but like it's kwai, like Japanese, whatever. And I just take the tea and I just pour it on the thing.
It sparks out, and a little automated drone actually pops up of the wall.
Yeah.
With a little red light on its head.
Yeah.
What's the word I'm thinking of?
Violation?
Violation. What's the vandalizing act? As it comes on up.
As it says that, I'm gonna take the tea.
I'm gonna stop.
I'm gonna
stop
throw
that. I'm gonna catch it in the air. Stop. Just don't look at it. Just don't look at
I'm
it.
gonna smack your hand.
Hey, Clippy, one
We are-
right now.
Two.
Sorry.
Save it for the ship. Save it for the ship. We're in a
I'll have the
place
scarf on.
where you need to act like you can walk into a store without causing damage. Okay?
Why would we do that?
Because if you don't, we're gonna get kicked out of here, and we have important business to do.
You look
That's
over at Greg, and he's standing next to a plant, and he's holding a leaf he's pulled off of one of the branches.
Really quick.
Do you want to buy you a leash?
Which of you
Stop that.
Oh, one of those like harnesses for toddlers.
besides Flinch has a digital way of recording and acknowledging your credits?
I have one, but I like half use that, half use like credit coins.
Fantastic. So as the thing says, you have conducted a vandalizing act. That 138 glitches, it goes to 135.
I'm gonna like as you are yelling at Greg and Clippy, I'm gonna kind of like grab the little maintenance drone out of your hands, give it a little crush, and then turn to Flinch. You want this?
How much?
Goes to 130.
If you...
Make something out of that.
Hey, everyone's eyes on me. Eyes on me. Looking over here.
Everyone look at the face!
What do you want from the store? I will buy it for you if you can get through this encounter without touching or breaking anything.
You're gonna buy us shit if we...
One treat, that's it.
If we don't break
Yeah.
One treat if you behave yourselves to my standards. One.
It's a garbage universe.
Yeah, but
But if you're buying a treat, okay, fair enough.
One.
But I got this little broken drone, and I'm already like just like half-handedly. Yeah. Oh, okay, fair enough.
I need some like a bottle of Gamp, but the closer to the expiry date you get it, the better.
You have the... Okay, fine. I'll make a list.
Okay, fair enough. Expired Gamp, or closely expired.
Hey, what do you...
So there are these armor-piercing rounds that I've only ever seen.
A treat. What do you mean? Do you know what a treat is?
Yeah.
A small item you can fit in the palm of your hand that is less than 5 credits.
I need a knife.
Oh,
You
less
can't get
knife?
good bullets for less than 5 credits. Like
Then
maybe
pick a
each,
different
but
treat.
Who would buy them each?
until it was less than 5
One bullet
credits,
is
was
one
gonna say
bullet
Laura
less you have to
Flake.
spend to pay for.
That's true, actually.
You
Yeah.
buy mags at
Can't you get
19.
like trail mix or something?
I mean, an ammo piercing round is a treat for Laurel, and it
Yeah.
also does fit in the palm of her hand.
It
Is it less than
does.
5 credits?
The gun will fit in the palm.
I mean,
of her.
that depends on how
True.
many
It's
people
really
are around
cool.
when
You
we
do
get
that,
there.
and they're like, they can't see it.
No-
You shoot between your
no
fingers.
theft.
There's like a bunch of kids around the bar. Oh, a treat!
And as you sit there in the middle of this hangar bay, like children, arguing back and forth as to whether or not for a war-crazed lizard like will armor-piercing rounds is a treat. And you have to be like, how have I gotten here? As the crowds of people are kind of like walking past, no one's really giving a crap about this conversation as it is. As like a swath of people pass, there's just a bear standing there, shaking its head.
Look at me!
What the?
Dude!
Dogme, can you solve this debate?
I sure probably don't want to.
Is an armor-piercing round a treat or not?
For who?
Or anyone? I mean, really.
Someone promises you to buy you something if things go well, and you could ask for whatever, right?
I feel like I don't want to be involved.
Can we at least agree it fits in the palm of her hand?
A bullet?
Yes.
A gun can fit in the palm of her hand.
Right? That's what
And
I've been saying.
and then Greg just looks at it and holds gestures out with his hand towards.
Yeah.
Okay, no one gets treats.
No. I've been thinking about it. So make working on the
So
drone.
if you're not
crossed it off.
getting our treats, does that mean that no theft thing is off the table?
You aren't behaving now, and I'm trying to make a list. I don't...
How much have you already stolen?
Okay, let's move on. How did everything go?
Greg's wearing a vest he wasn't wearing a minute ago.
Every time we cut
A
back,
Han Solo vest. A Han Solo vest or something.
there's a new article of clothing added onto Greg's attire.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking
All right, I'm going to start a list.
about. Do it. Take a pop point.
Thank you, Liz. Here, look at
It's just like a big fucking hat with a feather on it.
And pass.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I was going to say a Commodore hat, but also... Done.
See what hip waders.
The cow print.
Give me the monkey fur.
No. No. So as Flint's turn was how to go, he just shakes his head. He's like, they've agreed to arrive. Your timing is perfect. They agreed to arrive this afternoon. They got us a place down in a part of the station that we're gonna want to look at. So should be good. We've set up a couple of signal jammers. We should be able to hide and have a meeting for the 10 minutes that it takes to do the exchange. And security should be none the wiser.
Nice.
I mean, guess you got some time to kill.
Oh, that's never good.
Tim just goes, I'll back on the ship.
Well, Tim should get a treat.
Tim is a treat.
Tim kicks the Oh, shit.
Nerds.
You don't get a treat because you've got enough treats as is.
And Greg puts one hand on a hip, and then he raises another hand that's now wearing a fingerless glove with rhinestones on it, and says, "But why?"
You only get a treat if you behave.
I'm gonna grab the hat off Greg and put it on Tim. I'm like, there you go.
Okay. So I think we should talk about something serious for a second. Okay, something serious. I'm a very serious hamster. Something serious. Okay. What we've been seeing for the last 5 minutes and how we interact with each other is completely fine. But I think in any of the negotiations or anything going on in the meeting, we should lean more toward the face to do the talking.
Oh, I stand nearby and look intimidating. I'm good at that.
Yeah. But I don't think we should.
And if it doesn't go well, I'll torsion him.
We're not.
Let's not lead with that.
Yeah.
Let's say that
Because there's nowhere to go afterwards.
like X, way down the list. Just to review what we are looking for in terms of the negotiation. Our main points of focus are.
We need them to show up somewhere to help with something. I stopped paying attention.
We need them at
That planet.
the dragon time travel planet
Oh, Kairos?
to help.
No.
Yeah, Cairo. To help defeat Jovac's ships. So we want them to fight the Seven. Basically,
we need
a ship battle. To be their fleet. They don't want the Seven doing stuff, and we can show up and be like, "Hey, if you come this place this time, then it'll work, and we'll defeat them."
Yeah, but they need a reason to. What in that timeline when we did it? What happened with the what's the plan for the Canastans by XJG-VAC?
Jovac, well, they hate him because he's attacked them a lot and gone after their ships and stolen the lot from them. I kind of glance at Greg.
To kind of help add some, just so you have like some context going in, because again, this game has been going on.
Yeah, a long time.
What you recall them doing when you were there is a contingent of Canastian fighters guide your past selves to the planet. You are hidden from the fight itself, and they aid in keeping you protected from the majority of the Seven's forces.
Yes.
That's definitely something that you need. One of the things that's happened that you could possibly, to kind of go on with what we were saying, that you can add to your incentives, is that yes, the Seven have been raiding and trying to take Canastian territory away from them. You actually aided them in the Canastians in the protection of one of their ships as one of the very first things you guys did as a group together.
And we have done that. We didn't go back in time further than that, so that's happened.
And if that has already happened, and if the dude that you were talking to is the same dude that you were talking to 3 days ago, then it is also the same dude that you were talking to when you had to talk to the Canastians about the ship that you were rescuing.
Okay.
So it's been the same individual, Casa Vorum.
That was the only reason they were willing to talk to us, was because we had to help them without being asked to.
What's his name
Yeah.
again? Casa,
Kasa, Vorum, Vorum. Casa Vorum. Now, they are also a very, very, very imperialized organization, and there's a possibility that they might use your goodwill has been to have this conversation on you. Be prepared that is, you may have to stretch your use case on that, depending on how the rules go.
We all should have showered before this.
Why? I stand up and look intimidating. If I've got blood on me, it's more intimidating.
That's true.
Your wrist is vulnerable.
Yeah, well, I mean, we gotta, yeah. That's pretty much just making grunting noises.
The
Yeah.
exocortex goes. Spsh.
Exocortex. So I've had the exocortex when all that went down. Can I pull up anything?
Yeah, you could pull up recordings of everything. The only recordings you don't have is because the other thing you promised to bring them, which was sweetening the pot by giving them Beauregard. That was the gesture of good faith. You said that you were going to bring evidence that the matriarch had been helping Jovak. So one of the issues is that when your cortex went offline in the station,
That's fair.
between then and the end of the encounter, you have no recordings. But you have everything up until you disabled your cortex.
So I do have the, video of the bug people. In that room when we had to walk in. And there's gotta be... Yeah, and the meeting's in a bit.
This afternoon.
I'm probably going to have to spend... I'm going to say it to them. I'm probably going to have to spend a bit of time going through, see if I can splice together stuff that I did see there, trying to make it in a way that shows that the matriarch may have been involved with Jovak. Do we have any proof of that?
Other than video, your video, and
Yeah, that's fair, but it had
our
to be done.
word, and Clippy, can you put memories in people's brains?
That's what I was trying to say.
You have ship's logs and communications logs too.
You do. Can we put the ship's logs on something that, we take it off the ship and can play it there? Can you do that? Can you show me? Tim, can you do that?
We've been able to do it for 1,000 years.
I was just going to say space USB.
Yeah,
Yes,
mine.
but
I can mind meld.
you can.
If the person you're talking to was
It's
willing to
willing.
let you touch
But I
that
mean, I
That-
can do that.
So, here's what, from what I'm hearing you say, and also, keep an eye on the time. It sounds like you're wanting to create an asset to have during the conversation. So, anyone that wishes to be to contribute to creating this asset, basically taking your afternoon to coalesce and grab all of your information to have easily accessible to the end of this argument, raise your hand.
Oh, to create the asset, for
To
sure.
create the assets.
You send me on supply runs.
Laurel and Flinch. Fantastic. So, Cryptic, Laurel, and Flinch. We'll say that, and Tim will help you out as well. So we'll say that you four are going to head back to the ship to start going through all of the records of the bridge, through your exocortex, through your cryptic knowledge, and things like that. What is Diantha and or Greg going to do in the meantime?
I want to scout out this area we're meeting them and make sure that it's secure. Make sure that we have there's no no chance of a random passerby coming through. Just securing the area, making sure that the meeting will go without issue.
Okay.
Greg's going to go looking around.
All right. Here's what we're going to get the three of you the three groups to do. Greg, can you prepare for me a streetwise check? It's under culture, and it'll be your alertness. I will accept agility because it's you specifically. Diantha, can you prepare for me either a survival or an investigation check?
Can I just
or
quickly
deduction?
add? Mine might be more helpful with Diantha. If it's survival
I have
and,
this one.
and security, and if Tim's with them, so they've already got 3.
Great.
So I'm gonna Diantha and Laura's gonna tag along with you.
Okay, so Laurel, how do you want to assist Diantha in that check, just so we can get that done?
What's your survival?
My deduction's to D10.
Deduction to D10. Cool. I will. We're looking around, looking for. Just make sure everything's safe and everything's ready to go. Can I have magical resistance as one of my on the a part of my mercenary power set. Can I use that to that I would know if there are any sort of listening spells or any sort of
No,
worry?
that's
Okay.
specifically magic armor.
Totally fair. In which case,
Sec magic spell, which does exist.
yeah. What's your alertness?
Mine?
Actually, your alertness is probably the same as mine.
D6.
Yeah. I don't know that I have anything necessarily that can be
Do you
helpful.
have a helping hand?
No.
Okay, so just take a d6.
I'm gonna just be an extra pair of eyes.
Okay. And you are looking for what exactly?
I'm just making sure the area is secure. Like, there's no chance of them trying to leave from a back door that we don't see without getting the information that we need. There's no cameras.
Add an extra d6 because Togumi's with you, just as an extra pair of eyes. And then just roll out and see how high up you get, and then just see more information in space.
Okay. All right, we're gonna do 14d8.
Okay. Just give me a second here. We're just gonna get all the rolls out of the way first.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed, fantastic. Greg, we're gonna do your best. So I think it's
Oh yeah. Is culture under knowledge?
Yes. Yeah. Cliptic, Flinch, Tim. Add a d8 for Tim.
Okay, just can I have 1 second? That little drone, is it okay if I just roll my... Because while I'm working on it, I'm just going to make it follow me around, but I want it to be able to do like the R2-D2 where it
Projects things.
projects
Add
things.
this to your check. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So that...
Well, yeah.
Okay, fair enough. And that's going to be... So, okay, now can we go into what...
Yeah. How did you want to contribute to this?
So,
Cool.
with your exocortex, is this something that, if I project my memories, would it be recorded into the cortex or no?
No,
No.
it's sensory input. But what I will allow you to do, unless you have another suggestion, is I will just say that you can provide a D8 because your knowledge can add context to the edit that he's making.
Okay, that can, sure.
Yeah?
Yeah, because I'm relaying what had happened.
Yeah. Okay.
What song you're gonna pick to play with the
Yeah.
that you're making?
I do want the plops in it. We'll make it a little...
Jesus.
Which it does, yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
Your dice pool, sir.
So I'm assuming intelligence.
Yes.
Okay. There's that. Adding the construction for my mechanics for the drone. Okay,
Yeah.
fair
I
enough.
suspect you're going to put this into the drone to present it.
Yes.
So then you're going to apply distinction. Yeah, sure.
Could I use my distinction of pack rat because I have the drone?
Yeah.
Fair enough. There's that. So that is an attribute, that is a distinction, that is a skill. Would using my exocortex for jury rigged?
Yeah.
Okay. That's another D8.
You're slapping this together to...
And this is technically a craft roll.
Yep.
Okay, cool. So I do have read the fucking manual. So, RTFM. Sorry. I do have RTFM. Okay. And you're giving me a D8.
And Tim,
And yeah.
And Tim,
You
is
should
it?
have a mitt of dice.
And he's giving me a D8 as well?
Correct.
Okay. And
anything for the ship?
the ship.
Oh,
We
take a
went-
D6.
Yeah,
Take a
back.
D6 for the ship. And I'm going to roll a lot of ones here.
Oh,
And then I'm going to get
that
a...
was up.
And then whenever I constrict anything, I add a D6 and step up the effect die.
Nice.
Give her.
So that's another D6. There we go. I'm assuming this is what this is. It's going to be a lot of ones because there's too many dice.
I mean, even if there's a lot of ones.
Not 1-1.
I was gonna say it would fit our vibe.
Am I setting a difficulty, or am I just trying to get as high as I
You're trying
can?
to see if you're trying to go up and see how high of an effect I can get.
Just the effect die?
So basically, if you want a D6, you need to have a score of 70. If you want a D11, you want to keep the D8, you need to have 11 D8s.
Okay, and I mean, I don't need to use a plot point for this because I think this is going to be high enough.
What'd you get?
I get to step up my
You
effect
do?
die, so I got a 15 D10.
How high does it need to be to keep a D10?
15.
Yes!
Diantha, can you please make a note on your sheet that when you go to negotiate, you have a D10 asset that is
Well done.
your case against the matriarch.
Convincing.
Woo!
Case against the. I don't know if I can put that. I'll
Put video.
Oh,
Yeah.
so
Fantastic.
I don't need to. I was about to say because I didn't fail the roll. Like enables me, I can re-roll a die of a failed pool, but I wasn't failing. There was no way to.
No.
I didn't roll 1-1. I shouldn't have said that. Knock on wood.
Yeah.
There's no wood in space.
That's what you guys spend your afternoons doing. Greg, what are you doing?
My streetwise was a 10d4.
You were just looking around for stuff?
Not been here before. It's a different place. It's disgustingly clean, but that can be fixed.
Yeah.
For comedic value,
Yes.
at some point, as we're cutting between the sewer team kind of inspecting this tube, it's pretty clean.
The sewer?
If not clean, but it is like a
basement?
underground, like a basement conduit.
Parking.
It's an area where there's just a long,
The entire parking lot.
semicircular tube where a bunch of conduits and electrical and water and things are set up. This is not meant to be a place where the general population could go, but
The maintenance hallway.
yeah, Togami was able to gain access, and if you ever ask, he just goes, please, and does not divulge how we did it. But you are able to go down there. It's very, very dark down here. It's not so much that you find that there are secret ways in and out of here, as much as it's just poorly lit. So there are just lots of areas to sit in the shadows and watch. You don't see anybody in the shadows. And do you wait in that area once you find this area?
I think I'm probably there all after here. Yeah, I'm probably there just.
Okay.
How many exits are there?
So there's the tunnel itself, and then there is a large cubic chamber
Okay.
where there is two large, like a streaming causeway of fluid water that goes on through, but they are gated off. But technically, if you were forceful and explosive enough, each of those are an exit.
Okay.
There is, as you come on into this area, there's a door on either side, but staircases that go down into that area, and a couple of bridges that kind of go on either side of this. You don't have to go all the way down there. So there is the entrance you just come in through. There's the entrance across as well as there seems to be 4 courts above you that are more akin to manholes, essentially. They don't clearly seem to be ways in and out, as they are just freely there and are what's helping to provide a bit of light that flickers as people walk over it. But again, if you were creative and forceful enough, you could probably use it as a way in or out of an environment. It's not designed that way.
Can I spend a plot point to have some small explosives that I rig up next to those gates that can go off when I press the charger?
Absolutely. The issue is there's no way to reach them. Like there's no ladders or anything to get up there. So
Not even the ones that are down low? So there's the ones up high, and then you said there's 2.
Oh, you want to set charges on the.
Well, I thought I could do all 4. I thought I could do all 4, but if I can't do the top ones, I'll just do the bottom ones.
Great. So there's 6 in total, 4 on the ceiling, and there's the 2 on the ground.
Just those
You
2.
just want to prime the 2 on the ground?
Yep.
Spend a plot point.
Woohoo!
Yeah, you have the time. You have a D6 asset that is, rigged explosives.
Sweet.
I'm not here to judge the efficacy of a plan. I'm just here to
What is
say
your
what happens.
intention with those explosives that you're planting in this small enclosed area?
Well, I mean, like, it could be an escape if we need it, or it could be distraction if we need it, or if someone stands too close to them and we don't like that person, well, now to take care of that person.
I think the dangers here are more social than physical.
Yeah, but distraction if we need to escape. So if we lose the social and then they want to kill us, we can get out. You make sure they don't want to kill us, and I make sure that if they do, they don't.
The Canastian Empire is not interested in killing us in a suit.
Yet.
I don't think. What the biggest, if this goes south, they leave with all of the information we need, and they don't do what we want. I don't think there's any risk of them harming us.
I mean, if it goes a normal amount of south, then they leave. But if it goes really, really bad, we have Greg with us.
That's fair. Continue.
So
Just in case. This is not plan A.
As we cut between Laurel planting charges, Deanta's shaking her head, the investigative team putting together a drum with video recordings. Greg,
Yeah.
can you please describe for me one of the instances of... I'll describe a bit of it, but there is a ruckus that is caused. A D4 year.
Okay, yes.
There's a bit of a ruckus. Can you describe for me what this ruckus is and how you run away from it or deal with it?
Okay. So, this place having nice restaurants.
Yep.
Greg's filling a little package. And so he's gonna go to a nice restaurant, because he doesn't get to go to nice restaurants very often. This place isn't super nice because
It's like an Olive Garden.
it doesn't smell right. But the sign outside did say that they had unlimited breadsticks, so he's gonna go in. He walks past the "Please wait to be seated" sign, and he'll go up. And if there's seating where you can sit at like a bar, like a lounge, or something, he'll crawl up on one of those bar stools. And he doesn't currently have access, probably, to Flinch's credits. So he can't pay. Well, he could pay for something, but he's not going to. And is there anybody behind this bar at the moment?
Yeah, there's like a green, furry, 6-armed, kind of like 3 feet tall chef.
Familiar.
No, very familiar.
This is Chef Red.
Oh, hey!
He looks at you very confused.
Oh no.
You.
Hey,
So my-
we don't serve goblins here. And he takes a broom,
Oh, he's
push you off the bar.
microaggression beats microaggression.
I think this is a bit more than micro. Yeah.
It's just regular old aggression.
So, in order to dodge said broom,
Yeah.
Greg will hop up from the bar stool onto the bar
Yeah.
and start running along the bar.
Yep. Plates and bowls are
Yeah.
scattering. at
Okay.
you.
And then I'm assuming behind said bar would be one of those really nice lit displays that has like the bottles of. Like,
Oh no.
The olives. Yeah.
he will do like a monkey jump onto there to also avoid said broom, which is probably still following
Yeah.
it.
And he smashes a couple of bottles off and he smashes
Yes.
them.
He will, if I can, grab one of the bottles while I'm running. Doesn't matter what it is.
Sure.
You can figure that out later.
Grenadine.
Then he'll hop off and he'll kind of still run around the restaurant.
There is unlimited breadsticks.
There is unlimited breadsticks. So at some point he's going to have to come up to somebody's table. And
You probably shouldn't eat those.
he'll just take the basket of breadsticks.
So you grab a bottle of something, you grab someone's breadsticks, and as you run out of the restaurant, arms loaded with stuff, we smash cut to the sewer, where all of you are standing together. You got the little drone waiting with you. Greg is sitting there just with like some weird hat on that was not the one that he was wearing before, just chewing on breadsticks haphazardly and occasionally drinking out of a fresh bottle of something.
Grenadine.
Grenadine.
I give you a bottle of grenadine, but I have the gravy rag, and it's stuffed into the top just enough so that the...
It looks like a Molotov
Yes,
cocktail
yes.
of disgusting flavor.
Yes, but he's sucking on the other end of the rag.
Oh my god.
It works.
And he's sitting a little cross-legged with the basket of breadsticks in his lap.
I just keep thinking of like an Aladdin montage. Yeah. That's taking bread, hopping, spinning through.
Basically, it's like a musical scene, and as he runs up, skids around the corner, freezes. I bet you wonder how I got here.
Throws the hat up.
Yeah,
Freezes like Mary Tyler Moore.
just the chaos.
Sorry.
And it just cuts to
Ugh.
as you're all just
Sucking gravy through a rag. Ugh.
With grenadine. Seeping through a little bit.
Yeah. Togami comes on up behind you, and he's got Beauregard with a bag on his head, and as he's like kind of wrestling, he just goes, "Stop it!" and he smacks his head off of a railing, and then he goes limp. He goes, "Oh, he's fine."
It's fine.
As you hear marching footsteps, kind of clapping down the other side. Didn't it? No, that's copyright. Don't come after me, that's a mouse.
I just went dun dun
My
dun.
fault. You bought a social icon, and so as you guys are sitting there, you watch as, for the first time, you've only ever seen Castlevorm on a screen. A highly decorated with like these golden pauldrons with little tassels that go down on the shoulders. He steps on forward, flanked by 4 guards, kind of 2 rows of 2 as they come on forward. And the uniforms are starkly familiar. You kind of saw them when you were dreaming last night. Thank you for listening to Spacers. Our next episode of Spacers will air Tuesday, June 3rd, with The Call, our Call of Cthulhu podcast, airing Tuesday, May 27th. As usual, we have to thank all of our donators over on Ko-fi, including Noah, Ed Lore, Rosa, Tyler, The Weejay, James, Matt Calgill, Blizzard Warning, Sydney, Baba Yaga, Preston, TJ, Alec, No Demons Allowed, Autumn, Roland Arts, Chris H., and Shawdell. Your players for tonight were Bailey Yarkey, Elizabeth Wells, Janessa Coles, Lindsay Delansky, and Derek Snow. Your GM was Zach Barrett. Have a good night, everyone, and we'll see you next time.